Welcome to the series of everything you need to know about Python in simplest possible way. While learning strings, so far we have seen so many things regarding strings, right? So as part of that, in this video, we will be discussing one of the important method while modifying or manipulating strings, which is nothing but a strip here. So this strip is having its own uniqueness while manipulating strings. So before going to do this particular strip, let us understand the use case where exactly we need to use this particular strip. Let's say you are taking input from the user and the input that you are taking is a string, and as part of that you may be having a string with a lot of spaces like this, and after that in middle you are getting this particular string, and before that and after that you are getting some spaces like this. So here your interest, your concern is not about the spaces but only about this particular string that what you have, which is nothing but the word. So in such case we need to remove all of these strings, right? And one more use case is that while reading files or while doing some web scraping, while taking the data from the websites, at that time we might be getting a lot of new line characters. Let's say here I am taking one word here, and before and after this particular word we are having lot of new line characters. Here we have all these lines, in middle we are getting this particular word. Here we only want this particular word and we don't want all of these spaces and new line characters here. So in this particular situation we will be using this particular strip in order to remove this particular spaces and remove this particular new line characters that what we have. So let us go ahead and understand with this particular spaces that what we have got. So we will be understanding this particular strip by the example so that we can able to understand more clearly. That is what the main intention that I am having. So here I will be assigning this particular like string with spaces to this particular variable, which is nothing but string here. So now if I print this particular string, and you can able to see here we are getting this particular string, and directly you cannot able to see the spaces, right? Here I will show you. Here we are getting spaces, and after this particular like here we are getting spaces. So now what I will be doing is that I will use this particular strip and I will print that. So I am having this string and I am calling this particular strip here. So when I call this particular strip, and now if I execute this, you again see like here, and this time we don't get any spaces. Here we are like, and after that see my cursor is not going to the right side and to the left side because we are only having this particular like, and apart from that we are removing all of the spaces that what we have. So by using this strip, by default when we call directly like this, not passing anything, by default it will be taking these particular spaces and remove the spaces that are present before the word and after the word. So that is what the functionality of this particular strip. So let us go ahead and see with this particular new line characters that what we have here. So I will take string 1 here and I am assigning all of this string, which is nothing but new line characters here, right? So we can represent a string with 3 double quotes or 3 single quotes, right? So that we can able to create new line characters. So here I am assigning that string to string 1. So now if I print this particular string 1 here, we can able to see this particular like coming in middle, and before and after that we are getting spaces here. So new line characters here you can able to see. So now what I will be doing is that I will print by calling the strip. So I am having this particular string 1 and I am calling this particular strip here. So now if I execute this, again we can able to see this particular like which does not have any new line characters. So this particular thing that what we have got to the like only. I will print in middle something. So let's say I am calling strip here. So now if I execute this, you can able to see the result. After this particular calling strip we are getting only like, not anything else. So by this you can able to understand by default when we call this particular strip, it will remove the spaces and which are coming before and after the word or the sentence that we are having, and also remove this particular new line characters that what we have. By default it will remove spaces and new line characters. So here we are only using a single word, right? Let us see with an example by using more words. So for that reason, I will be taking a string 2 here, and I will assign a statement. Let's say if you found this video interesting, hit like and subscribe. So now I have this particular string, and this particular whole string does not have any new line characters or any spaces, right? So for the time being, I will be putting some spaces before and after here. So apart from these spaces, I will put a new line characters here. So here you can able to see new line characters, but the thing is we cannot able to put a new line characters when we use this particular single quote here. So for the time being, let us take this particular thing only. So now if I execute this by printing this particular string 2, and we can able to see we are getting this particular result, and before this we are getting this particular spaces. Let's say now I will call this particular strip. So I'm using string 2 dot strip here. So I'm calling this particular strip. Now if I execute this, we are getting some error st. We need to put st. So now you can see the result, which is we are getting this particular string at the beginning. So we are removing this particular spaces. So now I will put some more spaces in middle, and now if I execute this, we are getting spaces in middle here and here also. So by this, one of the important thing we need to notice here is that this particular strip, when we call, it will only remove new line characters and spaces beginning at the end of the string only, not in middle of the string. So here you can able to understand we are having so many new, spaces here, but we cannot remove these spaces by using this strip, because this strip only removes the spaces and new line characters beginning and at the end. So can it be only remove spaces and new line characters? Actually not. You can pass a parameter. By using that parameter, it will be stripping. So let us see with some examples. So here what I will be doing is that I will take a string. The string is nothing but I will be taking the same example, which is like, and before and after this particular like, what I will be doing is that I will take this particular dollar here. So after also I will take this particular dollar symbol. So here you can able to understand we are having, I will remove this also. Here we are having this particular like in middle of this particular dollars. So now what I will be doing is that I will print this particular string, and if I execute this, we can able to see the dollars are coming beginning and at the end. So now what I will be doing is that I will print this particular string by calling strip here. So now if I execute this, we don't get any new thing, because we need to pass something to this strip so that it will be removing. So we have dollar here, right? So I will pass this particular dollar in middle, and now if I execute this, we can only get this particular like, and this particular dollars are removed. So you can able to see in this particular output. So does it only take a single parameter as input? So actually not. We can pass many things. So let us understand that. So let's say I am having string 1 here, and this particular string may be having dollar some percentage, dollar some percentage, percentage dollar, and some hash, and after that we will be having this particular like. Here also after this particular thing we will be having dollars, hashes, and this particular percentage. So like this we have three different symbols here, right? So three different symbols at the beginning and three different symbols at the end. So now if I print this particular string 1, we can able to see the same result. We are having all of these symbols beginning and at the end of this particular like here. So now what I will be doing is that I will print this particular result by calling strip. So I am having this particular string 1, and I am calling strip. What we need to pass? We need to remove all these different symbols, right? We have dollar, we have percentile, and we have hash. So for that reason, I am passing this particular percentile and this particular dollar and this particular hash here. So now if I execute this, we are removing all of these things that what we have mentioned here. So now I hope you can able to understand this more clearly by mentioning this, whatever the parameters, whatever the strings that we wanted to remove, all of those things will be removed. So I will take one more example so that you can able to understand more clearly. So for that, what I will be doing is that I will be taking this particular string 2, and here I will be having subscribe here. So before the subscribe, I have like, like here. So I have 3 likes before at the beginning of this particular subscribe, and after that also I have this particular like KEL, something like that. I am having the words that we are having is LIKE. So let's say if I directly print this particular string 2, we can able to get all of these likes coming before the subscribe and after this particular subscribe also. So now what I will be doing is that I will print by calling this particular string 2 with strip. So I will be passing like. So now if I execute this, you can able to understand we are only getting subscribe, and you can also understand that here we are not getting this particular e that what we have in subscribe, because here in the strip we are passing this particular e, and this particular e is present at the end of this particular subscribe. Because of that reason we are not getting that particular e also. So by this you can able to understand whatever we are passing through this strip, if that particular elements are present before or after this particular word that we are having or the sentence that we are having in the string, those will be removed. So to understand more clearly, I will pass s also. So what we can expect, this s in the subscribe need to be removed. So I am executing this, and you can able to see we are not getting this particular s at the beginning. So now I hope you can able to understand this particular strip. So you might be having a question that does this strip removes both the beginning and the end? So I have a requirement that I only want to remove this particular values, this particular string at the beginning, or even spaces or new line characters at the beginning only. At the end, I want those spaces or any character that have at the end, those needs to be remained as it is. So if you have that kind of a question, what I will be doing is that we have a specific method in Python which is lstrip. By using this lstrip, we will be removing all of those characters at the beginning. So I will explain that with an example. Here I will take this particular same string here, what we have used previously. So now what I will be doing is that I will print by calling this particular lstrip. So I am having a string2 dot strip, and I will be passing this particular like here, like. So now if I execute this, we are getting this particular all things because we haven't mentioned lstrip. So now I have mentioned this particular lstrip. If I execute this, we can able to see everything that what we have before this particular subscribe are removed, and at the end we are still remaining this particular all these likes here. So to understand clearly, I will use spaces. So string, I am using this particular spaces here, and I will be using this particular like, and after that I will remain spaces as it is. So now if I print this particular string by calling this particular lstrip, and now if I execute this, you can see the spaces here at the end are remains as it is. You can see here this particular represents the spaces. So now we can able to remove the whatever the spaces or specific characters that we want at the beginning. So if I want to remove those specific characters or empty spaces at the end, we have another method which is rstrip. Rstrip will remove all of these things at the end, which is nothing but from the right side. So because of that reason, we are mentioning it as rstrip. So I will take this particular same example here so that we can able to understand. So I have this particular string, and I will call this particular string2 dot rstrip by passing this particular like. So now if I execute this, we can able to see we are getting this particular like at the beginning of this particular subscribe, and after that at the end at the right side we are not getting anything, and we are removing all of these things that are specified in this particular r strip. So now I hope you can able to understand. I will take this particular example of spaces so that you can able to understand more clearly. So I am taking this particular thing, and now I will mention this particular strip with r strip. If I execute this, we are getting the spaces at the beginning, you can see here, but we are not getting spaces at the end. You can see we are not having any spaces. So like this, by using this particular strip and r strip and l strip, we can able to remove the specific spaces that are present before and after this particular string. So I hope you can able to understand. I will quickly come from the beginning so that I will explain more clearly and you can able to wrap up everything. So strip is used to remove the spaces that what we have at the beginning and at the end. So by default, when we call this particular strip, it will be removing either spaces and this particular new line characters that what we have. So after that, we have discussed about this particular strip only removes the spaces or new line characters or any specific parameters that you are going to pass at the beginning and at the end, not in middle that we have seen with this particular example. So here we are passing our own parameter. So by this parameter, this will be removing and stripping this particular specific characters at the beginning and at the end. So not just one, we can pass any parameters here, any strings here. So those strings are removed at the beginning and at the end. After that, we have discussed about lstrip so that we can able to strip the data at the beginning of that particular string, not at the end, not at the right side, only at the left side. So after that, we have discussed this particular rstrip. By using this rstrip, we will be removing the data at the end, not at the beginning, only at the right side, not at the left side. So I hope you can able to understand this particular strip, how we can use this particular strip effectively. One more thing you need to understand here is that this particular strip or lstrip or rstrip will give a new object that what we can get. So strings are immutable. Because of that reason, we will be this particular strip will create a new object that will be returning. So here you can able to understand this particular strip printing. We are printing the whole method while calling. So because of that reason, when we call that particular method will return something. That is what we are returning. So here you can able to understand the original string does not changing, rather it is creating a new string, new object that we are using. So now I hope you can able to understand. If we wanted to further use this particular result of this particular strip, we need to assign this to a new variable and we need to use that. So I will explain here. Here we are using this particular strip, right? So here I will be assigning this to string, let's say 5 here, and if I print this particular strip 5 string 5, so now we can able to see this particular like here. So I am taking this particular string dot r strip from this particular example here, and I am using this in here. So it will create a new object that will be returned after when we called. So now I hope you can able to understand clearly in and out of this particular strip, L strip and R strip. So I hope you have found this video interesting. If that is true, hit the like button. In the next video, we will be seeing some more methods like this, which are very interesting. So to stay updated with my latest videos, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications to all so that whenever I upload any video, you will get the notification. So thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.